Bossing It series podcast.
Woo! The millennial diverse podcast talking all things motherhood.
Please make sure you like, comment, and
Subscribe!
Hi, my name's Corene. I'm 32 years old. I have a daughter of 3 years old, and I'm bossing it.
Hi, my name is Yasmin. I'm 32 years old. I have a young boy, 4-year-old. I'm a single mother, and I am bossing it.
Hi, I'm Lejla. I'm a 32-year-old divorcee, single mother of one. By day, I work in civil engineering, but my biggest passion in life is raising awareness for domestic abuse, and I'm bossing it.
Hi, my name's Jane. I'm 31 years old. I'm a mother of 3. I'm a graphics and web designer, and I also run a business with my daughter called Pigment Perfect. Also, I am bossing it.
Hi guys, my name's Alvina. I'm 31 years old. I have 2 children. I run a community organisation called For the People, From the People, and I am bossing it.
Hello, hi guys, I'm Noor. I'm 33 years old and I have 2 children, a boy and a girl. I'm currently doing sales and I also promote my own brand, Nutrition, fitness and well-being, and I am bossing it. Okay, so first question we have, has society created an unrealistic view on motherhood?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
100%.
I don't think it depends on who society is, I think.
Well, like family.
Yeah, family. Like, I think family puts an expectation.
Yeah.
But society in general, I think they're more accepting
Okay.
to like if it's a stranger, it's more accepting unless it's like unacceptable behaviour. But I feel like there's more pressure from family, not society in general.
So do you think, like, your family's expectations come from society? Like, the expectations they have?
Not
It's based on
society nowadays, maybe like years and years ago, but not today's society.
I don't know. I think I don't know what area that is that you're saying that, but I just literally think that it depends on what area you're from, as well as your family's traditions and things like that. So, in my family, because I came from an older mum and dad, their expectations of what a relationship is completely different to what is happening now. So they're expecting me to stay at home whilst the father works and things like that, and I just can't do that.
Yeah, but are you like putting family and society in one?
Together, yeah, because
Okay.
it kind of rubs off. So, for example, if I'm in can't say what area I'm from, but my area is quite predominantly white area. So they see us as probably, I don't know, it's just, I think the way that we do certain things, they see different, and they kind of think, okay, that's not right, you shouldn't be doing that. So they have a massive impact on how we handle our relationship and our family life. They will always have an overcast of what we're doing. So it rubs off onto what the family is doing and things like that. So I think you're wrong in saying that. Sorry, bro.
Also, I think that as like a society, when you go out and you sit with your friends, most people are like working mothers, or like they go out and they do their own thing. Nowadays.
Yeah.
And for me personally, when I go out and someone's like, no, I'm just a stay-at-home mum, I'm like, oh my God, are you? Like,
Right.
wow,
Yeah.
I kind of envy that to some
Yeah,
extent.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because
Me neither.
but to some extent, but that's what I'm saying about society nowadays. You know, I think it does put a lot of pressure on motherhood
Yeah,
and
it
women
does.
in general.
I think it depends on what community you're creating, because there is a lot of unrealistic expectations from social media. When you see these perfectly filtered families, these perfectly filtered mums doing all these activities every day, and you're like, where do you find the time for this?
Yeah.
Right. And how are you happy 24/7? Because I'm not happy 24/7.
I mean, that's not realistic.
It's not at all. It's not realistic.
No.
But I think people, they buy into that filtered life on social media, and they think, wow, I'm not like this. And then they stress themselves out to be like someone who's probably falling apart behind the scenes themselves.
100%.
But they're not being honest with the rest of the community that they've created. So I think there's a big responsibility in social media, and
It definitely
Things like
links,
that,
I think, and that's what we say about unrealistic, views on
Yeah.
motherhood, because nothing is what it seems.
Absolutely.
Especially
Definitely.
and nowadays I think people are looking at social media more. You know, before, I mean, I had
You had it,
Instagram,
we didn't-
but I didn't really use it.
Yep.
You know, and same with YouTube and same with other platforms. I mean, Facebook, that's old days now. People still use it.
yeah,
But people still
valid.
use it, and you're completely right. I think technology and internet and all of that is definitely plays a part.
But it is
media.
society now, like the way we've bought into social media, that is our lives now. We live online 24/7. So there's massive unrealistic expectation of motherhood because we're living it.
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
all the
I would,
time.
I
We
would
never take a
say
break.
also to add to that, like in terms of institutions, so like going into schools or even maternity pay and those kind of things, they force you to say you've got 1 year left and then you've got to go back into work. And that to me is like an unrealistic view now, just because, no, I want to stay at home with my child for the next 2 years. And I'd rather do parenting that way rather than chuck them back into school straight away. Do you know what I mean? And I think a lot of mums are doing that now.
I feel like when you say expectations in society, I thought like, you know, from, you know, like for example, single mothers, nowadays it's just so much more acceptable and, you know, single mothers are more empowered now.
Yes.
Whereas, you know, back, you know, just a few years ago, the expectation in society is you have to stay in an unhappy marriage, you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Or, you know, even if it's so toxic.
Yeah.
So when I say, you know, society is changing, I'm talking from that perspective,
Right.
you know?
No, I understand.
So it's changing for the
You know,
better.
like-
But that's because more people are becoming more open about their lives. Like you say, so many women stay in unhealthy relationships, toxic, abusive, for their children, and you can't do that because you're putting your own mental health and your own physical health at risk, staying for the kids, and actually no one's happy, and that's unrealistic. You cannot live a family life like that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying, like, you know, society now, the expectation of it is, I feel like it's relaxed. I don't know if
calmed
I'm
down a
living
lot more,
like under a rock or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
but you know, it's more relaxed. I'm seeing single mothers all over TikTok or you know, Instagram, and you know, like really empowering themselves,
Glamorizing it a little
you know,
bit.
glamorizing it, as, you know, like the independence. Well, I didn't see that 5 years ago. You know, like I really
I think there's
didn't.
also this sense that, like, if you're a single mother, you're not a complete family.
Right.
And I hate that. Like, that's
yeah.
something that I'm really, really passionate about. Like, me and my daughter, we're still a family. There's just two of us. Well, because I don't have a second parent to we're not incomplete.
Yeah.
That's it. We're just a small family and we're good. I don't need to be with someone else. I don't need to be with the father of my child. I don't need to be with another man and have more children for me to feel like I am a mother.
Yeah,
And for me to feel like we're a family.
Yeah, and that stigma as well. Like single mothers are always struggling. You know, like it's hard, but you know, being in a marriage
It's
is
also
harder.
hard.
Yeah, but that's probably like
You know what I
unhealthy,
mean?
an
Yeah.
unhealthy marriage. I do believe in two-parent households, but I do believe in doing what's healthy for you and
and
your
your
household.
mindset.
For me, I do think there's an unrealistic expectation on motherhood. I feel like
Well, what's
you
an
think there's a
example of
freedom.
it?
Yeah, let's get
What's
into
an
like
details.
they
Yeah.
act like
What's an example
there's
of it?
freedom, but I think those kind of underlying tones are there. Like whether you work, whether you're a stay-at-home mum, there's always something. They've always got something to say.
No, even
So
like,
whether
even if
you
you're
are
like-
at work,
Yeah.
it's like, well, why aren't you with your child or
Yeah.
at home?
But then everything,
And then-
something's got to give, right? Is that what you mean? I think anyway, something's got to give. Like if I can't, like for example, yesterday or before yesterday, I went out and I literally did not see my children for 2 days. And I felt kind of bad because I'm like, I
mum
kind of
guilt.
miss them because then when I am around, they're not around because they're at school. So now I'm probably not going to see them for another week or see them for like an hour. But something's got to give, and that's okay because nothing is going to be perfect. And I think
But-
that's what.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But also, I think there's this sense like we should feel this mum guilt. I don't feel mum guilt.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't feel it.
I don't really.
I spend a whole weekend away from my child. I miss her, but I don't feel
Yeah.
guilty
Yeah,
for having a good time.
yeah,
Like right now, sitting here filming with you girls, there's zero guilt. Nothing. But there's this, like, why? It's like we should have this mum guilt, and then you're like, I don't feel guilty. Why don't I feel guilty? There's something wrong with me. And then you realise there's nothing wrong with me.
do you think-
I don't need to feel everyone else's emotions. If I don't feel guilty for not being around my child because I'm doing something that's productive and healthy for me, fantastic.
Do
I
you
don't need
think
to feel that
like
guilt.
culture kind of plays a bit more into that?
We know it does. We know it does.
In which way?
100%.
Like
Like
culture and-
for example, do just like with traditions. So like, if I was to be a single mother, I would be probably looked at as seen as the outcast of the family. But I don't know if that's in someone else's culture, etc. But I see that happen a lot in my family.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking, okay, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
You're being overlooked, you're being watched, you're being
Judged.
judged.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess society does it, but I think family do it in a whole different way that just makes you feel so low.
Because they know you personally,
Yeah.
and you validate what they're kind of feeling.
Yeah.
It's just like you can take it on as well. You don't have to, but you do.
You do, you automatically do.
You do.
I mean, do you know what? Like, I think maybe because I just don't care what people think. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't care now.
I don't
Yeah,
care
I
now.
don't care
now. And or like my family. But to be honest, my marriage was very, very toxic.
Yeah.
And my family did support, like coming from a, North African background, it is taboo, being a single mum and, Egyptian culture. But at the same time, my family did really encourage me to leave an unhappy, toxic marriage if it's not right for me.
Yeah.
And they literally praised me. So they were saying stuff like, I'm so proud of you. And to be honest, before I left, I was scared of thinking,
It's
what
so
are they
human,
going
isn't
to
it?
think?
Yeah.
But I was so surprised, actually. So I don't know, maybe society is changing, maybe times are changing,
Yep.
because I thought it was unrealistic before. But, as times go
Maybe it's just
by-
our generation that was really toxic.
But I
And
think
so
it's
made us now feel to a point where we're seeing this progress and we're like, oh, okay, this is acceptable now. Whereas back in our day, it was really hard to kind of see like, I'm going to be a single mum, I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So now you're having that impact on you now today, and you don't know how to be free.
Yeah.
See, I like being a single mum. Like,
I
I get
love
this
it.
question all the time. Like,
Yeah.
do you feel like, yeah, it's hard, but any form of parenting is hard. Like,
Exactly.
any
Yeah.
family atmosphere is hard, right? But I like being a single parent because I get to make all the choices myself.
Yes.
I don't have anyone
Yeah.
breathing down my neck. I don't have anyone. I don't have to
Imagine.
consult with anyone. Yes, all the responsibility falls on me, but it's still my decisions.
I found it 10 times harder being a parent in a marriage, Like, I couldn't even function as a mum, Like,
Yeah.
I just
couldn't either. I couldn't
I
either.
just couldn't.
But why? Why was that?
It's like the pressure, like, when you're in a toxic marriage and, it's just, and the mental health side of things.
So,
I
yeah,
think
'cause
mental health, it's so dismissed, you're like, we're expected, in that sense, we're expected to just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do
For the
all.
sake of your children.
Exactly,
yeah.
for the sake of your children. But, there comes to a point where you can't, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I find it easier as a single mum than being in a...
But then because you was in an
parent-
unhealthy relationship, do you think it would be different if it
If you
was
was in-
a
yeah.
healthier situation?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Not
Definitely.
necessarily.
I don't know, you
Not
know, because
necessarily.
I don't know. It
It
depends
happens.
on who you are as a person. Like I never planned children. I didn't want children. I didn't want to be a mum. My motherhood is not my identity, right? So I don't. Even if I was, because my marriage was very abusive. So even if it had been healthy and a normal relationship, I still think I would have felt the same about motherhood.
Yeah.
I still would have found that parenting aspect hard because it wasn't my dream. It's almost, it happened and I've just got to roll with it now. Do you know what I mean? And I have to make my own rules.
I also think that even when you're in a marriage, it's, whether it's the husband, the boyfriend, or not even a marriage, just your partner, expects that of you as well.
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't matter if you're a single mom or you're with a partner, there's just that expectation, that hidden
Always.
underlying
Yes.
expectation.
yeah.
So
Is that
from the
from a female angle?
Yeah.
Yeah,
As a
it's
woman,
just like-
this is what you should be doing as a woman.
Even if you're working or you're not working, it's like you still, well, talking from experience, have to come home and I still see all the, washing
Mess
powder
everywhere.
and, certain things not in place. And, it doesn't really, I feel like motherhood itself is, a lot to take on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there is this massive, the responsibility falls on you completely because you are the mum, you're the female of the family, right? And I know for me as a single parent, I have my child 24/7, apart from every other weekend where she goes to her dad's. I've tried to split half terms and summer holidays, but I was told, no, I'm working. It's like, well, what am I doing? Sitting on my arse all day?
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
yes. Don't get me started on that.
So I'm doing nothing. I'm just sitting at home. I'm twiddling my thumbs. I work 24/7. Like I don't we say this all the time. I don't
Yeah.
have a work schedule. I get at work and go to sleep. That's it.
Yeah.
So what you could go to work, yeah,
Right.
and have all that freedom of not being a parent
Right.
as much as I parent,
Right.
because somehow your work is more important than mine.
Right. Right.
Yes.
I get it. And we're all and you're both providing.
Why is my baby dad's work more important than my work?
Yeah.
You're both equal parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
You're
one
both-
parent.
But we're not equal, no, though, because if I have my child 24/7 and he only has her every other weekend, we're not equal parents.
I mean, it's supposed
We're
to be.
never going to be equal
Supposed to be.
parents.
That's what I
Yeah.
meant.
But we're
Supposed to
never
be.
going to be equal parents. We can't be. We
That's
don't-
where I
yeah.
clash. That's where I clash.
Yeah.
The equal balance for me
It doesn't exist.
It just is frustrating to even think about, just simply because I'm pouring in a lot. I expect you to pour in a lot, but also understand that I'm balancing a lot. So the understanding has to be there as well. But it's just like it isn't. So even for like culturally for my family, it's like just get on with it. We come from strong women, so just get on with it. Plow on.
But we shouldn't have to.
But what about our mental?
Exactly.
Yeah. What about our
Because
times
it affects our
off?
mental health. Exactly. We don't get time off. So like when my child is at her dad's, right? But that's not time off for me. That's
No.
time
Still
where I
working,
come
you're
and film
still
for a
working.
podcast. There's time
Yeah,
where
yeah,
I'm on my
yeah.
Instagram,
You're still
being
working,
active
yeah.
and raising
Laundry.
awareness and doing all that
Yeah,
stuff.
the
Like,
sprinkling.
there is no time off. I don't have time off.
Downtime
Yeah.
where?
Yeah.
No, I don't have time off either. But yes, you know, my son's dad is not really, you know, in the picture. So I kind of envy single mothers that have
That support system
Yeah.
from the
that
father.
support. Yeah, because you know that your child is going to be, you know, at the father's every other
There's a
weekend.
system to
Yeah.
it.
There's a system,
Routine.
there's
Structure,
structure,
yeah.
exactly. So it's just like I don't know. It's so full on, so full on, and because you're good at it, or you put on that mask, because you put on, everyone thinks
Oh, she's just get on with
you're
it.
you're fine, you know,
doing it,
you
yeah.
are fine. No one knows what it's like behind
Do you know
closed
what? But
doors.
it's overwhelming, and I think it does affect other areas. So for me, I'm a bit sometimes all over the place, a bit chaotic. But I think it's because I'm juggling too much,
Too much,
and I've got to
yeah.
think about like
Yeah.
too much. But then the thing is, I was in a relationship, and it felt pretty much the same. So it's like, you know, like so for me. But like I said, I do believe, like I feel like having a partner there would be nice. I think that would. A healthy partner
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
would
to that.
relieve some of that stress. I really believe it would. But yeah, my situation wasn't like that.
My own personal experience, like for a long time during lockdown, I didn't have my baby dad around. Like he wasn't having my daughter at all, and I wasn't giving me any money for her either, and I was gone with it because I don't need it. Like I finance myself, I finance my own child.
Yes.
And then it got to a point where I was like, you know what? It's not about the money, it's the principle.
Yeah.
Because you are just as responsible for this child as I am.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the child maintenance that I get from him, it's a drop in the ocean. I don't see it goes in my account straight back out because I've got bills coming out every day.
I don't
So
even
I
notice
don't
mine.
notice it. Yeah. It's in and out.
You know what I mean? Oh,
But
we
it's
did
the
it today, you know,
principle.
last
It's the
month.
principle, the fact that you are responsible and you should be held responsible. And there was this big, massive stigma that I think a lot of single mothers feel about putting their baby dads on child maintenance. Why?
Why? Yeah, I don't
Why is there?
understand
Because I felt it a lot because I'm thinking, no, I can't do that. Like I can't do that. Why?
why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? He should be paying for your child.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
exactly. Add a little bit extra as well.
It will never be enough.
I know,
though.
I know, innit? And it's just like you get these dads that say, I want to know where it's going.
Nah, mate.
Obviously, it's gonna go somewhere. You know, like even if the child maintenance you went and got like, you know, trainers, your money is still going. You know, us mothers' money is still going on kids anyway. Constantly.
Yeah.
You know what? You know, some men like, you know, they want to keep. You have to keep receipts and stuff like that. I've heard
Jesus.
it. I've heard
Yeah.
it. I want to know.
Wow.
Where it's going.
Okay.
If I go back to the question.
Yeah.
So just
So
to
do we-
highlight it.
Yeah, so I think we've answered it. Has society created an unrealistic view on society, motherhood.
Yes, because
Yeah.
they expect us to do it all.
I think it's relaxing.
Literally, I don't think so.
relaxing.
I do think it has, like you said, I do think it has relaxed over the years.
Yeah.
I think our generation probably had it a
But the
lot.
stigma is still there.
Yeah, exactly.
But then don't you
Yeah.
think we're
So can
now
we
forced
say-
to juggle like too much now, because it's like they expect you to be like the working mum
Right.
and the stay-at-home
Yeah,
mum.
yeah.
Where
So
before
we're doing a lot more.
you had to just focus on just maybe like being a
One
stay-at-home mum.
area.
When
Yeah.
now it's like you need to be a working mum,
Yeah.
a like do all things and do them great.
Right.
And now
Say
you've got
it's more
social
unhealthy
media.
But I feel like
more
mums
than
wanna do
unrealistic,
that,
it's
though.
actually a more unhealthy
Unhealthy.
expectation.
Yeah, but I feel like mums want to do that nowadays. Want to be working.
Yeah, for
mums,
real.
Yeah, I
you know,
suppose.
you know. So
Yeah,
I feel
no,
like
definitely.
It's not. I don't see it as an expectation because mums want to do it.
Okay, I get where
Do
you're
you
coming
see,
from.
you know?
But why are we working mums? Like, why aren't we just working and then a mum? Why have we got the label of a working mum?
Right.
Labels
Yeah.
on everything.
That's
Why is
so
this
true.
label? Like, why is this?
Especially when we work
do
full
we
time.
say
yeah.
working dads?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
never
I've
thought
never
about
heard
that.
Why
Never
is
heard
it
of that.
working mums? No, I'm a mum and I work because I have to. Like,
Yeah.
I know.
That's society status
Yeah.
that they've put onto us.
So that's where
But
the
you need to
expectations come
understand,
from.
yeah,
It's-
being a working mum is actually, you can do that now. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you was not able to do that.
No.
It was not. So it's they probably labelled it because it is such a big thing. We should be happy that we're able to go out and work. Fair enough, there's a lot of things that need to be done for women in work, but we're able to,
Yeah.
and we should celebrate that because I love
Absolutely.
working.
Yeah,
I know I've got
absolutely.
my kids at home, but I'm here and I'm happy.
Yeah.
I can make my own money.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah.
Didn't they just pass the law about ladies that suffer miscarriages? They now have time leave.
Yes.
I mean, that's only
Yeah,
happened
yeah,
in
yeah.
2021.
yeah.
No.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
It's
only
amazing.
literally happening
Can
now.
you imagine?
So,
How
you
is
know,
that just happening
We've
now?
got a
But
long
then-
way to go.
We've got a long way
Yeah,
to
so
go.
things
Yeah.
like that shows that, yeah,
they don't care.
We're progressing, but there's
Very
a lot of work to
slowly.
do.
Okay, so I think most of us agree that things have changed. We wouldn't really say it's unrealistic, but we'll say obviously it's changed. The society views on motherhood has changed slightly, and I think it's going in the right direction.
Yep.
It's what people want and what people are, getting comfortable with. Right, guys. So that's it for today, and please be tuned in for next week's episode. More to come.
Don't forget to like, comment, and
Subscribe. Family-run business, the Cake Tale Club, and the pop-up Dope Birds have teamed up with us for your chance to win an afternoon tea for 4. We're made up of mouth-watering savouries and luscious desserts. Please follow the instructions below.